Ieatheartattacks, volume 143. Today we're talking about the Ieatheartattacks. Please Just Dance Death. Hello Cole Porter EP plus LP cassette that was released on March 20th of 2019. So this is for every time I say the UH word. Trying to curb that. Okay. So, Ieatheartattacks, damn it. The history here starts with the Refuge Tropicana song that I heard somewhere. I have no idea where I found out about this band. Just happened to, I guess, someone posted them somewhere, and I really... Shit! Okay, so someone posted it somewhere. Someone posted it somewhere, and it was really good, so I reviewed it, and was very... Sorry. Ecstatic. I get one free one. And tried to... I get one free one! Tried to contact the band to no avail for quite a while. I was trying to, like, play back and forth and get them to okay the release of this on cassette, as it had already been released on 12-inch vinyl. Yeah. So... what do they sound like, David? That's a great question! They sound a little bit like Transistor, J.R. Ewing, Dangers, the Jean Benet, Ghost Limb, Drive Like Yehu, Hedda, Nerver. It's an interesting combination of like sass and heavy darkness and like danceability. I don't even know. There's a bit of screamo in there. There's a fair amount of like octaves and dual screaming, so that definitely plays into the screamo realm. But again, it's very dancey. There's a lot of post-hardcore, like post-rock parts, and some parts just seemed almost like straight-up hardcore. They really hit a lot of the ends of the spectrum for the heavy music side. My favorite track off of this is, well, I guess there's two. My favorite track off the LP is You Will Try to Escape, which is one of the heavier numbers. And again, the vocal interplay here is just fantastic. You got a guy a little bit lower, sounds like the person from Ghost Limb and Graf Orlok, and the other person is a bit higher pitched. J.R. Ewing, we'll just go with that. I think J.R. Ewing is probably the closest comparison for this because it has the screaming and it's got that whole dancey thing going on. It's so good. Almost Blood Brothers in the vocal interplay, but it doesn't really sound like the Blood Brothers. But again, the back and forths are just absolutely fantastic. I was eventually able to get them to agree to do it, and we didn't just do the LP. I realized that the Hello Cole Porter EP had never been released physically in any way, shape, or form, so I asked if we could tack that on as a way to kind of differentiate it from the 12-inch vinyl that had come out. And they agreed, which was cool, but they didn't have those songs mastered, so I had to get Liam, ex-Blind Girls, to master those, so they really came up in volume and sound a whole lot thicker than... I don't know if they ever updated their Bandcamp with the remastered versions, but the remastered versions are definitely on this cassette and on our Bandcamp. There are a few cassettes left. I should take the opportunity now to say that this is one of the best ZBR releases that we have ever released. It is absolutely fantastic. If you like screamo and dancey, like, not math, I don't even know. It's just, if you like J.R. Ewing and those other bands that I had mentioned, like a little bit of like rock injection in your screamo, you'll be all over this because it is flawless. It is flawless. Now, they were supposed to play ZBR Fest in 2019, but you know 2020, sorry. But you know what happened in 2020. Everything got shut down, but look at this goddamn poster that we had! So they were supposed to play that, but obviously could not, and following that, they went on hiatus and pretty much broke up. So, insanely bummed. Not only did we have to cancel the fest, but I didn't get to see a band that, especially at that point in my life, I was obsessed with. And upon re-listening to it right before this, I remember why I was obsessed with it, because as soon as this is over, I'm gonna fucking listen to it again, because it's so good! Ultimately, ultimately, they had 2 singles that were going to be from a forthcoming album. So you can check out Vienna and Closer? I forget the other name. One of them appears on a sampler, and the other one had a music video for him. So if you go on YouTube or whatever, you can definitely check those out. I really miss Ieatheartattacks. I think some members are in another band. They released a fair amount of stuff before this as well, and initially they did not have a bass player. I think they were just a 2 or 3 piece band, and some of these songs appear on like the early demos from 2011 or whenever they started. Check out the review on Open Mind Saturated Brain. There's a whole lot more info in there, but again, I cannot recommend this cassette enough. It's amazing. It's amazing. Please buy the last few copies. We've got probably less than 10 left out of the 100. Oh, right. So 80 copies were on just, this is a poor example. Oh, crap. Dave Cullen, I guess, reworked the art for this. I think it was Dave Cullen. Maybe someone else. I'm sorry if it's someone else. So there's the Hello Cole Porter thing, and then there's the Please Just Dance to Death thing. Apparently this was co-released by Suspended Soul Tapes and Records, but they didn't do any of the tapes. Maybe they took like 5 or 10 copies. I don't know. Dylan can let us know. So 80 of them came on the regular paper, and then another 20 came on sparkle paper! Oh my god! And I cut out all of the A-B sides for this. So the one is Please Just Dance Death, and the other side is the remainder of the songs from Please Just Dance Death, and then Hello Cole Porter. Guess what? You should go check this out. Go check it out, please. But until next time, I guess I'll take... next time! Next time is the Shizune Lytic Split 7-inch that I still have a lot of copies of and came out, well, one would assume after this. But let's take a page from the Book of Fantano and So, this is not finished because every ZBR, I think every ZBR, maybe every other ZBR, I don't know. Out Past the Rings, we're going to do a Tomb Tree as well, because it was at this time that, at this juncture, that Tomb Tree started. I should give some background on Tomb Tree then, because I think that's pretty important. Tomb Tree started, I was in my bathroom, and I ended up texting Dave Cullen, who helps with ZBR and is in Crowning, and I was like, yo, we should start another label, because we just can't release all the stuff that people send to us, and a lot of the stuff is really good, and a lot of that stuff doesn't end up getting picked up by any other label. And then the band doesn't have any PR, they gotta do everything themselves, blah, 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 blah. So I devised this plan that we would post a couple tiers where I would swirl tapes, or give the people the option to swirl tapes, and we would essentially PR for them for free. So we wouldn't pay for the tapes this time. So it was a kind of a weird thing where we're just like, we just don't have the money to finance everything. So you'll kind of pay for PR as well as the swirl tapes. well, yeah, I guess they'll pay for the swirl tapes, and then they kind of get the PR for free as long as you sell all of your tapes. And most bands sold all of their tapes, and we sold most of our tapes from this as well, because a lot of these releases end up being pretty small releases, especially at the beginning. In the first 20, most of those are like people hitting us up and being like, we would like this package, and we would like this package. And after a while, we essentially realized we were getting really good stuff, and our finances got better with the US store being open for, you know, a year or so at that point, that we kind of ditched the buy-in plan. We decided to make it was becoming a much more like metal screamo oriented label anyway, so we kind of ditched a lot of the stuff that people were buying in with the genres that it was too much of a genre clash with too much stuff going on. We couldn't really, I feel like, fit into a scene. But now we're a little bit in the math rock, a tiny bit. We're a little bit in the metallic hardcore, metalcore, mathcore scene, and a little bit in the screamo scene. So that's definitely better than being in no scene, which is what I feel like was happening in the first year. So when we kind of put out these packages and stuff, I think they were out for less than 24 hours, and a band from Vancouver hit me up, and it was very interesting because I had just seen that band play in Vancouver, and I actually had them on my list to email, and I think I actually went into my email to email that band, and I found an email from them saying, hey, we would like to look at one of these packages. And I was essentially like, I was going to email you anyway, because I saw you play with Terrifying Girls High School, and you guys ruined my face. The vocals live, this recording I don't think does it justice. When I saw them live, the vocalist scream and shriek was just otherworldly. Very supernatural, very high, very, oh my god, someone is dying for 40 minutes. I don't know how they played for that long. Absolutely awesome set. So I was very, very impressed with them. And again, the genre there didn't fit in with ZBR. It was much more hardcore, like grind, little metal in there, I guess. So it really worked out really well. They hit me up right as I was going to hit them up. We did 25 copies, which I think was like the basic package, and they did 10 of those swirled. So this was, yeah, but they, it's like covered in the blood of thine enemies swirl or something like that they called it. Those guys are funny. They've released more stuff since this, definitely a split, and I think something else as well. So check them out. They're a really cool band. So there was 10 on that red, black, silver swirl, and then 16 on transparent red. They are all sold out, and I only kept one copy, the swirl copy, so I am not parting with this. So there's just no copies. But maybe check the Tomb Tree store in the Zegema site, because we do have some other of the tapes, and a lot of them, honestly, are running pretty low, because they're usually pretty low runs. Like 25, those aren't going to last long, especially when the band takes 15 of them. So, I guess that concludes the first, what the hell is the Tomb Tree thing called? Should I just make it up on the spot? Can't just call it The Roots. There's a band called The Roots. God damn it. The Tomb Family Tree? Sure, let's go with that. I spent a whole 30 seconds thinking about it. Oh, I guess next for the Tomb Tree thing will be the Grip early iteration cassette that we released, one would assume, shortly after. Also sold out. Yeah, so... it's your...